guys, welcome back to my channel, Rewind That. It's your girl, Miss K. So tonight we're going to be going over the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Alright, so this is season 12, episode 8, and it's called Head Over Heels. So in the beginning, they showed the days leading up to the proposal, Mike proposing to Cynthia. It showed us, them having dinner with the family and everything. We got Cynthia's mom there, her sister there, of course, Noelle and everything. And he's asking the family's permission. Is it okay that I propose to her and everything? My only thought with that whole situation is I know that, Cynthia and I was gonna say Mark, Cynthia and Mike, they have been talking about it and everything, but for him to ask the family's permission in front of her, like, is it okay if I propose? I didn't think that was I just kind of feel like it wouldn't really be a surprise, like she'll kind of know that it was coming. That was my thought, like, oh, it's not gonna really be a surprise. But anyway, whatever. So hey, if they talked about it and maybe she didn't want a surprise, I don't really know what was going on, but that was my thought initially when I first saw that part. So we'll go back to that later, because I think Cynthia, she obviously did want to be surprised, but we're going to talk about that situation with Kenya a little later, so stay tuned. Okay, so next we got Portia and Dennis, and Dennis comes to the house, and it's his birthday, and so she has a cake and everything, and she talking about, oh, the baby picked it out, and like, girl, please don't do that. The baby picked it out crap. Okay, you bought the daggone cake, and I know some people think that's cute, talking about the baby did something, and the baby the baby can't walk, talk, crawl, buy nothing or anything, talking about the baby said hi, the baby did this, the baby did that. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. So anyway, they start talking, and it, first of all, it's very friendly and flirty and everything, and even the producer said, are you and Dennis seem like you guys are officially back, all the way back together. Are you giving him the cookie? And Portia's like, oh, no, not at all, no. Okay, whatever, Portia. So anyway, Dennis, he goes on to say, I might have to upgrade that ring. But my thought was, forget about the daggone ring. Don't be focusing too much on the material things. Yes, it's nice for you to bring flowers and everything. That's a great gesture. But let's focus on upgrading yourself, okay, partner? You need to make sure that you're the best man that you can be for your woman and your daughter, your family, so that you can get your family back together, okay? Don't focus on thinking, oh, I need to buy a bigger ring so I could show her my commitment, this and that and the third. No, that's not what... I was going to say that's not what we want as women. We would rather you get your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? But some women, they do want all that material stuff. But I think Portia would rather her man get his stuff together, his act together, than be out here buying her all of this lavish stuff and still not being the best man he could be for her and PJ. Anyway, so next we got Cynthia, and she meets with Marlo, and they chat a little bit, and Cynthia brings up the recording about Nene, and Marlo's like, yes, I did hear about that. So Cynthia's like, all right, just answer the question. Did you record, do you have the recording? And Marlo's like, she start, talking about, oh, you about to have me tearing up, child, this and that or whatever. So, Marlo is saying, have you ever even heard me say anything? I mean, have you ever even talked bad about Nene to me? And Cynthia was like, well, I don't recall ever doing that. And Marlo said, okay then, so why would you think Marlo has a recording of it? And so, Cynthia, she basically let it be known that she does believe Marlo. And Marlo tells her, it's not that serious for me to record you. I don't have a recording of nobody. It's not that serious, My thing is the Marlo talking about, oh, that's just awful. That's terrible to do. Marlo, stop acting like you don't be doing some awful, terrible things. But I will say this. I do not believe that Marlo is the one, what is Cynthia calling it? The snake goat or something? No, the snake. They're calling it the Snakegate. All right. Anyway, so like I said, it doesn't make sense for Marlo to be the one to be the Snakegate. Yes, she's messy and all that stuff. But in this instance, I don't see her being no daggone Snakegate with no recorder and all that craziness. Next, we got Todd and Kandi, and they're on this site where, Todd wants to turn it into a Mexican restaurant. He wants to open up a Mexican restaurant. But Kandi is saying, you need to, babe, you got this, this started, that. She's basically saying, like, she kind of did a whole rundown, like, how much you got to put into the place over here, how much you got to put into, did she say bed and breakfast or a breakfast spot? Something she said. I think she said a breakfast spot. How much you got to put in over here? How much you got to put? She named 3 different locations that Todd has started the project and didn't finish it. And they added up to about over $600,000 going into these daggone projects. And my thing is, okay, obviously they have the money. It ain't money ain't a thing for them, but that's not the point with Kandi. Kandi is saying, you are starting things and you're not finishing them. Like, that was her concern. And then she also brought up a recession and everything like that. But her main concern was, listen, you are taking on too much, and plus you're not finishing the projects that you started, and also you're spreading yourself too thin. So she doesn't want their relationship to be like all business. Like, every time they see each other, it's just about business. So we don't have time for a date and all this stuff. Like, it's kind of like getting in the way of our marriage, our personal relationship. And so, he was like, all right, babe, I'll take you out and everything. But my thing is, I totally agree with Kandi. You have to make sure, and I think I spoke about this last week, you have to make sure that you have, like, time for the family as well, And Kandi brought up that Todd, ever since they got together, Todd has been working so hard to, make more money, because everybody feels like, well, not everybody, because I don't feel like that. Everybody feels like he's with her for her money. It's a sad thing, because unfortunately there are, like, I read in like other comments from, like, other like YouTube channels and stuff, and people do be coming at Todd like, oh, he's spending her money, he this, he that. But we can't forget that when she met him, he wasn't no bum. He made his own money already. He just didn't make as much as her. How many of us have been in relationships where or in a relationship, in a marriage, forget about relationship, in a marriage where the wife is making more than the husband? Nowadays, that is very prevalent, okay? Where the woman is making more than the man. Does that mean that he's using you for your money? Some people might say, yeah, but when me and my husband met each other, we both didn't have anything, and then I just got a better job, and he's still working and all that. Okay, that may be your case. And then some people might say, oh yeah, but Todd, he met Kandi while she was already rich, and he, had whatever he had, right? But I guess my point is, there's nothing that Todd can really do to make people not think what they're already thinking. Unfortunately, it is what it is. People are going to continue to think how they want to think. They don't know what's going on. They don't know how much money Todd makes on a regular. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to continue because they know that Kandi's the one that has more money. But my point is, for Todd, don't break yourself down, lose out on your family time, get a daggone nervous breakdown, or stress yourself out, or possibly potentially work yourself to death because you're trying to prove to a bunch of strangers that don't really know anything about your life, on the outside looking in, you trying to prove to them that you're not using your wife. Man, just go on and be happy, live your best life with your wife and your beautiful new baby that y'all the beautiful little kids that y'all have, Ace and Blaze, and then y'all got Riley and Kayla. It's Kayla, right? Yes, Kayla. Go on and live your life, and you fly above all the haters. Listen to your wife's song, fly above, baby, because I'm telling you, you get too caught up on what other people say, it could be a problem. It could be just too stressful for yourself, while everybody else then said what they said about your life and moved on, and you still stressing. Anyway, whatever. So next, we're at Cynthia's grand opening of her wine cellar, or whatever that place is, her wine bar. And Marlo comes in with a few things, some trays of cheese and crackers and everything, and then she gives Cynthia a nice card, and it's from Nene, and it's very heartfelt, you know. And I thought it was a nice gesture from Nene, and everybody else did, you know. Cynthia had tears in her eyes, and so did Kandi. But then, of course, we had the whole record scratching moment, okay, with Portia, who felt the need to say, oh, y'all over here crying over some cheese and crackers or whatever. So she left out and, you know, kind of like bust up the whole good feeling. And my thing with that was like, girl, if you want to hold a grudge, that is your prerogative, do you, okay? But don't try to say something about somebody else, you know, in their drama. Whatever's going on between Nene and Cynthia has nothing to do with Portia, so she need to just let that go. You know, she talking about, oh, they got so much more to talk about than this and that. Okay, nobody said they didn't have nothing to talk about. The point is, right now, the here and now, is this nice card that Cynthia is reading from her ex-friend or whatever that case may be. All right, they had a long, you know, they have a history together, a sisterhood or whatever, and she appreciated it. That's the point. Cynthia appreciated it, whether you did or not. So your little comments or whatever you got going on, they're just not necessary, and it damn sure wasn't the time for it. Okay. Anyway, so this next part really pissed me off. Okay, it really pissed me off. This is when Kenya comes in, all right, and, you know, she had already got a text from Kandi, who said, girl, where are you? Hurry up. I think Mike is going to propose tonight, this and that and the third. So when Kenya came in, you know, they were making small talk, and she says, is Mike here or something like that, and she's into Cynthia, and Cynthia points over there, yeah, Mike is over there, this and that, or whatever. So Kenya also sees that Mike's family is there and all of this stuff. So she goes and says, and y'all know already, she goes and says, oh, I think he's going to propose tonight. And when she said that, I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. I felt, listen, the way Kandi responded was everything to me, because I was like, yes, girl, I'm confused just like you. Why would you go ahead and ruin that surprise? If you had a feeling, I don't care if you, oh, my stomach is in butterfly, my stomach is in knots, or I have butterflies in my stomach. So you got butterflies in your stomach all you want. He's not proposing to you, and you're not doing the proposing. So come on now, why would you ruin that? And then before that, she want to talk about, oh, I think the snake is here, talking about this, you know, for the Snakegate or whatever. No, but I think in this instance, you are the snake. Because why would you, if that's your friend, like that's supposed to be your best friend, why would you want to ruin that moment for her? That right there really made me look at her like sideways, like, girl, I don't know about her. Cynthia needs to watch it. You know, maybe it was an honest, stupid, airheaded mistake. Okay, I'll give you that, maybe. Because when Kandi was getting in her behind about it, you could see that she felt stupid. And she's like, all right, you're making me feel bad, this and that. Okay, maybe that's true. Maybe you did have, you know, what they want to call a blonde moment or whatever. But, honey, if that's not the case, I'm very skeptical about what type of friend she is to Cynthia, and I think Cynthia might want to, you know, double check on that as well. Okay, so anyway, the proposal turns out nice. You know, it didn't seem like it bothered Cynthia one bit. It seemed like she was surprised. I mean, I don't know, was she surprised? I don't know if it seemed like she was surprised, but I think it just showed that she was genuinely happy. So that's all that matters. And that's it. We will see if she does have any more feelings towards, you know, Kenya ruining that for her, because she did try to talk about it at the end, toward the end of the episode during dinner, but then Kenya walked in. So we'll see, you know, we'll see. Anyway, so we're gonna move right along. So like I said, the proposal turned out great, and then next we got Kenya and Mark, and they're in the car. They're on their way to go eat with Mike, Cynthia, Todd, and Kandi. And you know, they just can't seem to have a conversation without these little remarks that Mark likes to make. It kind of seems like he says things to her that are like troublemaking, you know. They're words that I remember someone saying something about using escalator words, like the words that make things turn into something, you know, arguments or whatever. And he seems to do that all the time. And I don't want to say escalator words with him. He makes escalator comments, you know, just, I'm not going to bring up no examples, but you guys know what I'm talking about, you know. And she always says that she's passive when it comes to him because they're both very strong-minded or whatever, and he's an alpha male. So she kind of takes the back seat to that and lets him do his thing as a man, and she doesn't want them to be arguing over stupid things, so that's why she doesn't say much to him. But my point is, they don't seem to get along, you know, or maybe it's just that he doesn't get along with her, you know. I don't know. And maybe that's just something that we see on television, in front of the camera. We don't know how the heck she acts for real behind the closed doors, you know. Maybe her personality is much bigger, you know, and he just can't take it because he is an alpha male. He just can't deal with that type of female. But anyway, so we're gonna get back to that a little later, because we're gonna talk about now how they're at the table and they're having the couples conversations, and Kenya seems to pretty much be leading the topics. You know, she talks about the way Mark proposed to her, which wasn't very romantic at all, and in fact it was kind of controlling, talking about, look who's official now, like that's how you that's how you propose to somebody? Wow, look who's official now. But then he said, what about, you know, our wedding day? I was very romantic, you know, with that. And she said, yeah, it was very romantic. And then she says it was the second best day in her life, like next to her winning Miss USA. And it was like, even Kandi was like, okay, so not even your daughter is on the top too. The number one thing is the part that's all about you. That's what that is. Anyway, so that was kind of insulting, but whatever. That's not surprising, to be honest. But I am surprised that she didn't have her daughter on number one. Like, seriously, I think really Kenya was kind of taking that moment to kind of just make Mark feel bad. I think she was purposely saying things to get under his skin. I think that's what she was doing. But she didn't pick the right time, and I'm gonna shed a little more light on that in a minute. So then they start talking about the prenups, and you know, Kandi says her piece, and I think Cynthia says something about her, but I remember Kandi saying something because they brought up the whole situation. They brought up kind of like an old argument that her and Todd were having, and they said that, you know, that brings up that's a whole nother thing, you know, that almost breaks you up, you know, bringing up the prenup. And then Mark was saying that they never even spoke about it, because they were talking about how Kenya was talking about how they don't have a prenup. Mark didn't want to do a prenup, and Mark said, yeah, we never even talked about it. We never had that conversation, because if you bring up a prenup to me, I'm already done with you. Like, I'm not marrying somebody that asks me for a prenup or that wants to get a prenup. And he says, you know, if you're with me, you're with me. But my thing was like, okay, he's saying if you're with me, you're with me, but where is he now? You know what I'm saying? But whatever. The one thing that he did say was that, you know, if anything were to ever happen between them, he would let her have everything, you know, because Kenya, she was concerned about him possibly, you know, taking things from her or whatever, you know, things that, or having to split it with him or something like that, you know, things that she worked for before he came into the picture. But he's over here saying, look, take it, I don't care, she can have it all, just not the overseas stuff, and I'll just go ahead and build it again, whatever, you know. So hopefully that's something real. I mean, it is on camera. So, you know, it's on film. Then they start talking about, like, Kandi says, how do you feel? She asks Mark, being a newlywed in this marriage for 2 years, and he starts saying, well, you know, Kenya's a little flashy and I'm not really with that, and it's all about respect and all that stuff. And then Kenya's talking about, well, I'm a self-made person and all that. She kept saying that crap. I'm a self-made person and I'm very proud, and if I want to, you know, buy this or this and that and the third, then I'm going to do it because it's my money. And, you know, he was just saying, you know, it's just about respect. But my thing is that I kind of felt like she's over here, like, every time in her confessional, she's always talking about how she's so passive when it comes to him. But it seems very strange to me that she gets to this table in front of two other couples and she's arguing this man down, just almost the way she argues with the females, but no, not really, because she's a little more, catty with the females, but she was arguing with him. And it's kind of like, so you telling us, because on the confessional, you keep saying that he's an alpha male and you take the passive role or the submissive role, right? She takes the submissive role, because I think I've been using passive, but it's more so submissive. And you let him say whatever he got to say, and because you want to avoid the arguments, right? But why would you pick this time in front of everybody else to make him look bad, first of all, and then number two, to argue him down about every little thing? Like, this is not the time, honey. So this was supposed to be a little date night. You complained about y'all can't get some time in and all that stuff without Brooklyn and everything. So now is the time, and here you go arguing with the man in front of other couples. Like, it's just, and then her toast was a shady toast. I don't know if y'all, I know y'all had to notice that. Her toast was mad shady. Like, she was throwing shots, little subliminal shots at her man. And, looked like she was just all for that night trying to make this man feel bad. So, I don't know. But I just kind of feel like, I know that Kandi was saying, come on, Mark, look at your woman's face. You can't be doing that, because he was kind of saying something about Nene, looking like he was siding with Nene or whatever. Yeah, that is wrong. You don't do that. But I'm not even talking about that right now. I'm just talking about the whole thing. From the jump, it just seemed like she was ready to argue with this man in front of everybody. And I was just like, it's very weird to me, because you keep saying you're submissive when it comes to him. But that did not prove to be true tonight when you showed yourself. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode. That was my review. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Give me your thoughts on the whole Kenya, because I think tonight she kind of took the cake with all her, her shenanigans, from the blowing up, from the ruining the surprise, basically, to coming into this whole dinner and kind of like arguing with her husband. So anyway, let me know what you guys thought and leave it down in the comments. And I'll see you guys next week. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, take care. Be blessed. Bye-bye.